So let's go over some basic stuff for mastering your songs. One of the important things to be aware of is the stereo field. The difference between stereo and mono. Mono, you can imagine one speaker just pointing straight at you in a straight line, kind of like when you're listening from your phone. Stereo field, then you have multiple speakers that are coming at you from multiple different directions. There's a cool tool that we can use to visualize this stereo field. It's free. It's a free plugin, so you can get it from Izotope. It's Izotope with a Z. If you go to izotope.com, you can go and get their Ozone imager. The lower the frequency, the closer you want it to mono, right? The higher the frequency, the more you want it stereo. The first thing that I did, I started with the kick, because that's going to be your lowest frequency. You can see it on this Voxengo span. This is coming in at like, low 60, sub 100. So for that, we want a pretty mono, like all the way mono actually. So you can see we've just got this right in the center. A couple things to be aware of with this plugin. It's really cool. It will tell you the likelihood of it canceling. You want it to be anywhere from 0 to 1. It probably won't cancel anything. Anything below 0, you want to do something about it. Next, we could go to the bass. The fundamental is this area up here. So because it's a little bit higher, we do want that to be spread out a little bit more into the stereo field. Instead of it being right at 0, where it's just this mono sound, just turned it up a little bit. I love looking at this too. It looks like a fire, like a sound fire. And we're going to put this and the kick together so we can see what those look like. Yeah, that's awesome. So you can see that like straight bar right down the middle, that's the kick. And this is the bass. So that looks good there. The next thing that we want to do is make sure that the chords and the vocals are all right together. Really, all I was shooting for between these two was just to make these two dials within 0 and positive 1. So you can see how this one's good. So we're not at risk of this getting canceled by anything. This one on that low chord, it does slip into that territory down there. So we want to try and make it less wide if we can. Okay, actually that made it way better. See how, it's kind of taken up about twice as much space as the bass frequency was. Made it really quiet though. Because of that, I might have to do some doctoring in the EQ. On this, what we're going to do is set this to middle side. And since we can't seem to like flatten it without losing a ton of volume, we're going to boost the middle frequencies a little bit. Only the important ones though. Yeah. We're going to raise all these. And just manually take it out of the sides like that. And this doesn't matter really. I have to throw this before the ozone imager. See how just with that, like look at, if I turn this back off, look at how far down it just dropped. And you can see that it's like all pushed out to the sides here. So what I've just done here now spreads it out to the whole stereo space. So that's pretty cool that you can see that. We're going to leave it there. And we're also going to see if we can actually boost the width on this just slightly without making it bounce below 0 at all. So good. That's much better. Let's pull everything back in. Obviously there's clipping here, that's not the point of today though. Come back in here later and adjust the volumes of everything and make them all fit together. Anywho, the last thing to look at is just the top loop. Anyways, you can see how this is nice and spread out everywhere. That's how it should be. A lot of this is just really high frequencies. You can see this in the span. I've even boosted it. I mean, this is just the hi-hat. Just like to boost that, give it more of a housey sound. So this is a really good place to start if you're having issues with like sounds that you've made that are maybe are getting drowned out by just phase cancellation. I mean, maybe you don't know, maybe you don't have any idea what it's being canceled by, but it'll be good to get in here and start with this.